For the past 2 nights, concerned parents, students, members of the Guam Education Board, and DOE administrators met with lawmakers to hear testimony and discuss the ongoing incidents of bullying and harassment taking place within Guam's public schools. And during this public hearing, numerous complaints were brought up about FB Leon Guerrero Middle School. On Monday night, Angela Agagi testified that 3 weeks ago her daughter was sexually harassed by 2 boys while attending FB Leon Guerrero Middle School. After the incident, Agagi called Leon Guerrero's vice principal, Milaflor Kitagua, to tell her that students were threatening her daughter and wanted to know what Kitagua was going to do to keep her daughter safe.
What are we going to do to ensure her safety? She goes, ma'am, I cannot give you 100% safety for your daughter. I cannot ensure that. I used to work for DOE, and you don't tell a parent that.
Last night, senators want to know what kind of action DOE Superintendent Dr. Nerissa Underwood would do to rectify all the complaints that were reported. According to Speaker Judy Wampat, her office received over 4 dozen complaints about incidents taking place within the public schools. And during last night's hearing, Underwood told them she would take appropriate actions. This morning, Underwood reassigned FB Leon Guerrero's principal, Ulrich Mark, and vice principal Milaflor Kitagua to the central office.
There were testimony of information about how disciplinary actions are taken here that were questionable, and so I had to take immediate action, to ensure that both the employees have due process as well as the allegations are recorded.
Underwood says Jose Rio's principal Erica Cruz has been assigned to handle FB Leon Guerrero in Mark's absence. Underwood says they are currently investigating all the allegations against Mark and Kitagua. Underwood visited the middle school earlier today. She says the goal is to ensure that FB Leon Guerrero has stability and that the students are safe.
I basically want to make sure that I'm present to provide support for the administration. The key is that we have students who are still in school, but you need to have full leadership.
The 27th Guam legislature passed a law designed to protect students while in school. Last night, senators want to know why DOE isn't enforcing it. Underwood says she wasn't the superintendent when this law was passed or when the policy was adopted by the school board.
Whenever we have situations such as this, then we need to re-examine the whole system. And so, again, if there was a part of the public law that was not incorporated in the standard operating procedures or in policy, then we just need to ensure that that's corrected.
During last night's public hearing, Rory Respicio was critical about Underwood. He wanted her to step down as the superintendent.
Under this superintendent's watch, we saw an entire school system shut down because of how they handled the procurement process for the hot meals, which in the end the vendor, still the same vendor got that contract. Number 2, the third-party fiduciary that was called on by US DOE, Dr. Underwood welcomes that as her partner. That's not her partner. That's someone who stepped in to clean up the books because she has mismanaged those funds purportedly and allegedly. And the other thing is the dismal state of the whole fiscal plan to the entire DOE, and also the lack of moving forward on spending those ERA monies. And so, the board needs to do something.
I have received a lot of text messages about the political nature of those statements, but I just will not pay attention to that. I think the key right now is for us to address the safety of our students and the issues that they have raised. That's my priority. And so for the senators, that is within their responsibility, and for them to respond to the concerns. If I were in their shoe, I would do the same thing. I would call for an explanation from management.
Underwood says her main concern is to have a system in place that supports both the students and the teachers, and to have an environment that's conducive to learning. David Macaluso, PNC News.